Do you like it? I asked, holding the invitation up to the light. Caleb glanced at it without really looking. Yeah, it's nice. Nice. I tried to smile. It took me 2 hours to pick the font, he chuckled. You are the one. With the eye for detail, not me. I folded the sample card and set it on the coffee table. You've been distracted lately. I've just been busy. Work's been insane. You know how it is. He leaned over to kiss my forehead. Don't overthink things, Allah. I wanted to believe him. I needed to believe him. He stood up, grabbing his phone. Shower, he said. I've got that early client call. I nodded and watched him disappear into the bathroom. The water started running. I sat there staring at the invitation, then at the coffee he barely touched, and then his phone buzzed once, then twice, then again. I glanced toward the bathroom. Still running water. Still safe. I told myself not to look. I looked. Selene? Miss? You already? Counting down the days until she's out of the picture. Selene, you make me feel things I've never felt before. Selene, don't back out again, okay? Promise me. My fingers were ice. My stomach dropped. I kept staring, hoping it would change. Hoping the name would flicker and become someone else, but it didn't. Selene, my best friend since college, maid of honor, almost like a sister. I heard the shower shut off. Panic rushed through me. I dropped the phone back where it was fast, sat up straighter, smiled at nothing. He walked out moments later, towel over his shoulders. What are you smiling at? Nothing, I said. Just thinking about cake flavors. He laughed. God. You and your cake obsession. I forced a laugh back. Guilty, he ruffled my hair. Back in a bit. Gotta get on that call. I waited until the door closed behind him. Then I picked up his phone again. I scrolled. Every message was there. Every lie. Every I love you that should have been for me. My throat burned. But no tears came. Just silence. I dialed her. Allah. Selene's voice was light, fake. Hey. I was just thinking about you. Were you? I asked quietly. While you were thinking about Caleb too? A pause. Then, Allah. This isn't. Don't lie to me. Her voice sharpened. Okay, fine. You saw it. I trusted you. Both of you. You were never right for him, she snapped. You made him small. You held him back. My fingers curled around the phone. He proposed to me because he felt guilty, not because he loved you. I could hear my own breathing now, loud and uneven. How long? A year, she said simply. It wasn't supposed to happen, but it did, and he's happier. With me, I closed my eyes. You were supposed to be my maid of honor. Well, she said, almost cheerfully. Now I'll just be the bride. I hung up. I didn't scream. I didn't throw the phone or smash a plate. I just sat there, quiet, hollow. When Caleb came back, I was curled up on the couch with a blanket over my legs. You okay? He asked, dropping his keys in the bowl. You look pale. I'm fine. He sat beside me. You sure? Want me to pick up dinner? No, I said softly. I'm not hungry. He leaned in to kiss me. I turned my face away. He didn't push. Instead, he stood, stretched. Gonna crash early. Don't stay up till late planning stuff. As if that's all I did plan. Wait, keep things perfect. After he left the room, I stared at the blank TV screen. My reflection was blurry, half-lit. I didn't even recognize my own face. Later that night, I lay beside him in bed, wide awake. While he snored gently, my fingers hovered inches from his phone on the nightstand. I didn't touch it. I didn't need more proof. The truth had already carved its way through my heart. I saw that color on you before, Tessa said, nodding at my blouse. You wore it the day Caleb proposed. Yeah, I stared at my coffee. I remember. You okay? I looked up. Why wouldn't I be? You haven't touched your drink. You're 20 minutes early, and you're wearing lipstick at 8 a.m. I tried to smile. Can't a girl try a little? Tessa leaned closer. Allah, did something happen? I opened my mouth, closed it. No, everything's fine. Liar. I laughed weakly. Fine. I'm lying. Talk to me. I found messages on Caleb's phone, Her eyes widened. What kind of messages? The kind that makes your stomach fall out. Oh God, from Selene. Wait. Selene? I nodded slowly. No way. She leaned back like the chair burned. Are you serious? She called him baby, said she couldn't wait until I was gone. Tessa covered her mouth. Allah, I'm so sorry. I looked at the window, blinking hard. I didn't even cry. That doesn't mean you're okay. I just shut down. Smiled when he came out. Said nothing. That's trauma. I sat in the shower for hours last night. Just existing. You shouldn't go through this alone. I'm not ready to tell anyone else. Not even your brother? I shook my head. He'd go nuclear. And I'm still trying to figure out if this is even real. Tessa sighed. You always gave them the best of you. Caleb didn't deserve it. He promised me forever. And gave it to someone else. Yeah, I let out a bitter laugh. That's exactly it. Do you want to go home? I'll cover for you. No, I need to stay busy. I need noise. She reached over, squeezed my hand. Then I'm here for whatever kind of noise you need. At home, I waited for Caleb to leave for the gym before unlocking his phone again. Same messages, same kisses, same betrayal staring back at me in little blue bubbles. Selene? Did she notice anything? Caleb? No, she's clueless. Still thinks we're perfect. Selene? Ugh, I hate pretending. I want to wake up next to you, not sneak around. Caleb? Soon, baby. I swear, I dropped the phone. The sound it made on the hardwood startled me, but not enough to care. I picked it up, hands shaking. No crack. Shame. I walked to the mirror. My face looked the same, but I felt hollow. I whispered to my reflection, you really didn't see it, did you? No answer. Just the hum of silence pressing in on me. Later that night, Caleb came home whistling. Babe, smells good. Are we having pasta? I stirred the sauce, jaw tight. Yeah. He came up behind me, wrapped his arms around my waist. I flinched. He didn't notice. God, I missed you today, did you? I asked softly. Of course. I handed him a plate. Dinner's ready. He kissed my cheek. You're amazing. I watched him eat like nothing was wrong. Like my world hadn't shattered 2 days ago. Like I wasn't screaming inside. Work okay? He asked between bites. Fine. Selene texted me today. My fingers froze on the glass I was holding. Oh, she wants to help plan the honeymoon. I said no, figured we've got it covered. I nodded. Bit the inside of my cheek so hard I tasted blood. She's been weird lately, he added. Distant. I wouldn't know, he chuckled. You two used to be inseparable, I whispered. Used to be. He didn't hear. When he went to bed, I stayed in the kitchen. Lights off. Just me and the hum of the fridge. I picked up the wine glass, threw it at the wall. It exploded, just like me, and still I didn't cry. Selene, I said, stepping into the cafe. We need to talk. She looked up from her iced latte, unfazed. Finally, I was wondering when you'd grow a spine. I pulled the chair out slowly. How long? She sipped her drink. Does it matter? Answer me. A year. Maybe more. Depends how you define betrayal. You were supposed to be my best friend, and you were supposed to be smart enough to see he was never yours. My throat tightened. He proposed to me, she smiled. Out of guilt, not love. I blinked. You're actually proud of this? Proud, she laughed. No, I just don't pretend like you do. He was mine long before the ring showed up. You lied to my face, and you believed every word. That's on you. My hands shook. Under the table. I loved you like family. She tilted her head. And he loves me. That's life, Allah. People choose who they really want. I stood. Then enjoy what you stole. Funny thing about stealing, she said. You can't steal what never belonged to someone. I slapped her. It was instant. My hand moved before I even thought. The sound was loud. Heads turned. She didn't flinch, just stared. There it is, she whispered. The real you. I hope he ruins you. Oh honey, she smiled, rubbing her cheek. He already ruined you. Caleb showed up at my apartment 2 hours later. Allah, don't. I had to see you. You saw enough of me when you were sneaking around with Selene. It wasn't supposed to happen, yet it did. I was confused. No? You were selfish. I never wanted to hurt you. You promised me forever. I didn't mean to. You didn't mean to. My voice cracked. You meant every kiss, every lie, every night you told me you loved me while texting her. I didn't know how to stop. You could have told me the truth. I thought I could fix it. That I could choose. You did choose. You just hoped I wouldn't find out. He stepped forward. Please, don't end it like this. I laughed, bitter. You already did. I made a mistake. No, I said. You made a decision. I still love you. No, Caleb. You love the version of me who didn't know. He went quiet. I hope she was worth it. She wasn't, he whispered. I looked away. Too late. The next day, I ran into Mrs. Reed at the grocery store. Allah, she said, sharp-eyed. What happened between you and Caleb? You should ask your son. He says you overreacted. I nodded. Of course he does. You two were perfect. What changed? Nothing. That was the problem. She frowned. You always were emotional. I always was loyal. She didn't respond. I smiled. But don't worry. I'm sure Selene will look lovely in white. Her lips tightened. I won't be at the wedding, I added. She sniffed. Suit yourself. I walked past her without another word. You sure about this? Liam asked, lifting a box labeled memories into his truck. I already burned the invitations, I said. This is the last trip. You burned them? I needed the smoke. He glanced at me. You cut your hair 3 days ago. I thought something looked different. I gave him a half smile. It was either the hair or a breakdown. Both suit you. Charming. We loaded the last of the boxes in silence. Where's the dress? He asked. I returned it. All of it. I hesitated. I kept the veil. Not sure why. Maybe for war paint. I laughed softly. Maybe. Liam leaned against the truck bed. You okay? No, want to talk? No, he nodded. Cool. I climbed into the passenger seat, resting my forehead against the window. I stayed in bed for 3 days, I figured. I didn't eat, didn't shower, just stared at the ceiling. Sounds about right. And then I woke up and realized I hated my job. So I quit. He looked over. Seriously? Seriously. Told my boss he was just a louder Caleb in a different shirt. Damn. I've been waiting years to say that to someone. I felt powerful for 5 whole minutes. What happened after minute 6? I cried in the elevator. He chuckled. Still counts. We pulled up to Mom's house, my new temporary home. My old room still had the same pale pink curtains. I'll bring the boxes up, Liam said. You get started on whatever comes next. I stood at the doorway. What if I don't know what that is? Then you make it up. Later that night, I opened a dusty art box from the closet. My sketch pads, my brushes, the paints I hadn't touched since Dad died. Paint something, I whispered to myself. Anything, but my hands shook. Come on, Allah, I muttered. It's just a brush. It's not him. My fingers hovered over a blank canvas. Then, somewhere in my memory, I heard Dad's voice. Don't be afraid of the blank, baby girl. That's where the magic starts. I blinked fast. Okay, Dad. Okay. I dipped the brush in blue, swiped it across the canvas like a scar. Again, and suddenly, I was breathing. The next morning, Liam knocked on my door with coffee. You painted, I nodded, still sitting on the floor in my pajamas. It's messy, it's alive. I forgot how much I needed this. He sat beside me. You gave everything to Caleb. I thought that's what love was. Nah, real love doesn't ask you to disappear. I stared at the streaks of color. Do you think he ever loved me? I think he loved the version of you who never said no. I swallowed hard. That's what I'm afraid of. Don't be. You're saying no now. I looked at him. You've been weirdly wise lately. I Googled how to help your sister through heartbreak. I laughed for the first time in days. That's pathetic. It really is. We sat there for a while. The smell of coffee and paint between us. Do you think Dad would be proud of me? I asked quietly. He never stopped. He'd probably tell me to paint Caleb falling off a cliff. He'd say, make it abstract, but make it hurt. I smiled. I miss him. Me too. We clinked coffee cups. Like a silent toast. To grief. To endings. To starting again. Did you see this? Tessa asked, turning her phone toward me. They're engaged. I didn't look. I figured they would be. She's wearing your venue. Yeah, I said, sipping my tea. She always wanted what I had. Tessa leaned in. You okay? I'm breathing. That was all I could say. Not healed, not whole, just breathing. 2 weeks later, Liam barged into my room holding his phone. You're not gonna believe this. What now? Selene's been spotted with a different guy. Same restaurant. Twice. Let me guess, I said. Caleb still thinks it's just her being friendly? He nodded. Of course. I shook my head. He deserves her, and she deserves her reflection. He raised an eyebrow. Is that a quote? Should be, Mrs. Reed called me. I almost didn't answer. Allah, she said. I'm at the hospital. It's my heart. I stood up, instantly alert. What happened? Stress, the doctor says. Caleb didn't tell you? No, she sighed. Selene isn't here. Why would she be? She said she had a shoot. I just wanted someone who cared. I'm sorry, I said, but I'm not that person anymore. I hung up before I could soften. At the grocery store, someone tapped my shoulder. Allah, I turned. Nico, he smiled. Wow, still remember me, of course. You were my first drawing partner, and you used to steal my pencils. You gave them to me. He laughed. Sure I did. You look different, hairlines retreating, but I pretend it's strategic. I laughed for real. What are you doing here? Moved back last month. Thought I'd hate it. Turns out I just hate my landlord. Still painting? Here and there. You? Every day. He grinned. I knew you'd come back to it. Funny. I forgot how much I needed it. Wanna grab coffee? Or is that too soon? I paused. Coffee sounds fine. We sat outside on metal chairs that scraped every time we moved. I heard about Caleb. Nico said carefully, everyone has. He stirred his drink. I'm sorry. Why? You didn't cheat on me. Still sucks seeing good people get wrecked. I'm not wrecked. Not anymore. He raised his cup. To unwrecking, I clinked mine against his. Cheers. A week later, Tessa sent me a screenshot. Breaking influencer Selene night scene with mystery man. Caleb Rise deletes engagement post. I just stared at it. No anger, no heat, just a cold kind of satisfaction. Liam saw the screen and muttered, Karma wears heels. I smirked. And red lipstick. Nico texted me later that night. You free? Got a blank wall that needs judgment. Judgment coming in 15. Hope it's bad. When I arrived, he was holding up a crooked canvas. Honest opinion? I squinted. Why? Is the sky green? Creative risk. It's nauseating. Perfect, he said, smiling. Now it's art. I sat on the floor, legs crossed. I used to think love was the prize, and now I think pieces. He nodded. That's harder to find. Exactly. We didn't talk much after that. Just painted, breathed, existed. For the first time in months, the silence felt kind. The knock came just past midnight. I opened the door halfway. What do you want? Caleb stood there, drenched in sweat, eyes sunken. Can we talk? I don't think we have anything left to say. Please, I stepped aside. Not for him for closure. He walked in slowly, glancing around like he expected something familiar. You changed the rug. I burned the last one. He looked at me. You look different, healthier. He nodded. Yeah. I crossed my arms. Get to it. She left me, he said, voice low. Selene said I was too broken. That makes two of us then. I made a mistake. I raised a brow. Which one? There were a few. I should have never left you. I thought what we had was boring, but it was safe. Real, safe. Isn't boring. It's loyal. I see that now. I stared at him. And I miss you. No, Caleb. You miss what I gave you, my loyalty, my patience, my silence. I miss your laugh. You made it disappear. He stepped forward. I know I hurt you. You didn't just hurt me. You undid me. I thought Selene was what I needed, and now that she's gone, you're crawling back. It's not like that. It's exactly like that. He looked down. I keep dreaming about us. About the night I proposed. How your hands shook when you said yes. My hands shook because I thought you'd finally chosen me. I had. No. I said. You chose who you could manipulate. The version of me who believed everything you said. I want to fix it. You can't. Why not? Because I'm not the same girl you broke. His voice cracked. I never stopped loving you. I tilted my head. That's not love. That's possession. Allah, no. I cut him off. You don't get to say my name like it still belongs to you. I'm sorry. I nodded. I know. I'll do anything. You already did everything. He opened his mouth, closed it. You thought I'd cry, I said. Didn't you? I thought maybe you'd forgive me. I did. His eyes lit up. But that doesn't mean I want you back. Silence. I forgave you so I could let go, I added. Not to open the door again. He looked like he wanted to cry. I didn't. For once, I didn't flinch. I should go, he said. I nodded. He lingered. Is there someone else? There's me, I said. That's enough now. He looked at me like he didn't recognize the woman standing in front of him, and he didn't. I was no longer his. I closed the door gently before he could say anything else, and just like that I was free. You're smiling again, Tessa said as I walked into the cafe. You look lighter. Maybe I am. That's the post-Caleb glow-up, I laughed. More like the post-survival sigh. She handed me my drink. It suits you. At the gallery, Nico watched me sketch on the floor, surrounded by tubes of paint and half-finished canvases. You're not even trying to stay clean anymore, he said. I looked down at my stained shirt. Is it that obvious? You've got blue on your cheek, I shrugged. Adds character. He sat beside me. So, where are we now? In my messy era? No, he said gently. I hesitated. I'm still figuring that out. I'm okay with slow. I don't want to break anything else. You won't. I might. I'd still stay. I looked at him. Why? He smiled. Because you let the light back in. Later that week, Liam walked into my room, holding one of my paintings. You really made this? Yeah. He stared at it. It's not horrible. High praise. He set it down carefully. You should sell these. Maybe someday. You used to be so afraid of people seeing your work. I was afraid they'd see too much. He nodded. But that's the point, right? Now it is. He glanced at me. So, Nico, huh? I groaned. Don't start. I like him. You threatened to punch him in high school. I've grown. I grinned. Barely. At dinner, Tessa brought up Caleb's latest headline. Apparently he's dating some model now. She looks like Selene but blonder. I sipped my wine. Of course she does. You want the link? Nope. Seriously? I forgave him. Tessa blinked. Wait, what? In my heart, I said. Not for him. For me. That's big. It doesn't mean I forgot. Just means I'm not holding it anymore. Does it feel good? It feels free. She raised her glass. To freedom, Nico and I sat on his rooftop the next night, watching the sky swallow the city. Do you ever wonder if we were meant to meet again? He asked. I think we were meant to survive what came before, and now I just want peace. He nodded. Then I'll protect that. I leaned back, closing my eyes. You don't have to fix me. I'm not here to fix you, he said. I'm here to see you, and he did. Not as broken, not as someone's leftover, but as me. You okay? Tessa whispered, gently nudging my arm. I don't know, I said, staring at the crowd. Is this what peace feels like? You're glowing. I think it's just sweat. She laughed. It's pride. Let it show. Across the gallery, Liam clinked his glass against a stranger's. That one, he said, pointing at my largest painting. That's my sister's pain. Don't touch it, I sighed. Oh my God, Tessa grinned. He's doing his best. He's doing the most. Kind of sweet though, I guess. I paused. It used to be Caleb standing beside me. Yeah, she said softly. But now it's you. I stepped toward the display wall slowly. My God, someone murmured. This piece, it hurts. I think that's the point, someone else added. Their words floated around me like music. Nico appeared beside me, quiet. Do you hear them? I do, they see you, I swallowed. I always thought I'd be invisible without him, and now I know I was only invisible because I kept shrinking. He glanced at the canvas. You took every sharp thing and made it beautiful. I didn't think I could, but you did, I nodded. I think I'm finally whole. Liam strolled over, holding a tiny cupcake in each hand. Your fans want selfies. Fans, I blinked. What? People are asking if you're the Allah Veil. I laughed. I was barely Allah Veil 6 months ago. Now your art. I looked at the room at the strangers who smiled. At me, the friends who stood behind me, the man who never tried to own me. I took a deep breath. I don't miss him anymore. Selene, Liam asked. Caleb, he raised a brow. Wow, I don't miss who I was with him either. Tessa joined us, holding champagne. You shouldn't. That version of you died the moment you saw the truth, and this version, she came back to life. I walked to the front, heart thudding. Nico smiled, mouthing, "You've got this." I turned to the crowd. Hi, I'm Allah. Applause. Smiles. Real ones. Every painting in this room came from a moment I thought would break me. Silence, but I'm still here, and that matters more than how I got here. More applause. And if you're hurting if someone made you feel small, remember this. Survival is louder than betrayal. Someone near the back wiped their eyes. I gave myself the forever they never could, and I meant it. After the speech, I stepped outside for air. Nico joined me. So, you did it. I did. Proud of you. Thank you. He slipped his hand into mine. So what now? I smiled. I think I just live and paint. And paint. He squeezed my hand. Sounds like a forever. Worth choosing, I nodded, tears finally sliding down my cheeks, not from pain, but from peace. Yes, I whispered. It really is.